Good evening. It is Monday, January 15th, 2018. We are the Bitter Knitters. My name is Jacqueline. Arthur's here.
Hey,
15 days into the month. What the hell?
yeah,
That's so fast.
yeah.
I don't know. Just so fast. And when they say when you get older, the time flies. And I mean, when you were a kid, didn't it seem like summer lasted forever?
Oh, absolutely.
It really seemed like it went on for like 5
Yeah.
months. And when you get older, you just kind of blink and it's like,
Every
what?
day's the same. Like Christmas holds a meaning, but I mean, you're not getting that two
Yeah.
weeks off. Summer's the same thing.
Yeah.
You're just doing the same shit you'd normally be doing, but it's more.
Yeah.
It's
That's true. Just a little sad, rest in peace, Dolores O'Riordan from the Cranberries passed away today. Suddenly, we don't know what it was, but she has suffered from some mental issues in the past, and 46 years old, left behind 3 kids.
I feel like it's not a suicide.
Yeah,
Just
I don't think so either.
Of like how quick it came out when Cornell committed suicide, when Chester Bennington committed suicide. You know what I mean? Like it was just so fast to be known like that was the cause, and that we haven't gotten that yet. So I'm kind of thinking it's probably some natural cause, seizure or something.
Yeah, maybe she had some heart issues from drug use or something.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's still sad. Like I said on my Facebook, I mean, that's my age.
Yeah,
that's too young to die, and it's it's always sad when someone young dies. And I wasn't the hugest Cranberry fans. I do like the song "Linger." I like "Zombie." I like when she shouts "Zombie."
Yeah.
So I'm obviously sounds beautiful compared to me, but it's sad, and rest in peace to her. And I hope her family has some sort of. I don't even know how you get through it. I don't know.
Yeah, one day at a time.
Yeah, true. That's the only thing. Gonna have a little update. We talk about this quite a bit. The Las Vegas gunman.
Yeah.
They still don't know why he did what he did. 58 people dead, wounded more than 500 people. But he did take elaborate steps to hide what he was up to. So he used several disposable phones type of thing, pay-as-you-go phones. He, did things, destroyed or hid all his digital media devices. So he really didn't want people to find out what he was up to or what his reasons were.
Well, I mean, there's no way anybody, I mean, at least I've never heard of anybody saying that they thought it was just a random attack. There's no way, like, the preparation that would have to go into even just hauling that many firearms into a place is something premeditated, So it's not a shock to me that he was, using burner phones and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think because we know he was going to do something in Chicago previously, and I guess it didn't work out. So maybe the choice of venue was possibly a random choice. It came up and it was an opportunity, but he definitely was planning to do a large-scale attack.
Yeah, absolutely.
For a long time. I mean, to get all those guns.
Well, exactly.
Suitcases. Who has like 10 suitcases?
Right, stockpiling ammunition and stuff like that.
Yeah, and apparently I was reading in this article, his wife helped him load up all the magazines.
Yeah, there were also something I read the other day when this stuff came out, the FBI report or whatever, saying that he might have had an accomplice.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't really get that far into it because it was on a news site that I just, don't want to give my fucking time to.
Right.
So I don't know if there's any like validity to that, but it'll be interesting to know.
Yeah, I mean, we all. I don't know if it's just human nature or it's just because it's such a horrific thing. We all want to know why he did it.
Oh, absolutely.
What drives somebody to do this? Is it just literally a snap? Is it political? Is it you've always been unhinged and just able to hide it? But yeah, I mean, hopefully they'll be able to figure out something. If there was an accomplice, let's get that person and get them locked down.
I don't want people going on a witch hunt. I hate witch hunts. I really do. No. I hate that kind of stuff. But I mean, answers would be great. Just with like you're saying, like humans' fascination with the whys, right? We that's something that I think we all universally share. Is we all want to know the why behind everything.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's like you want to know what triggers people or makes them do these things so that maybe you can look for it in family, friends, coworkers, associates, gym buddies, whatever,
Even if it's just something to talk about, you know what I mean? But we definitely have that fascination with the why.
And I mean, it's not like there's not a million shows about Wives That Kill, or I Married a Killer, or, you know, all these kind of shows that talk about this sort of thing. And, you know, they've made movies. They made the Paul Bernardo movie.
Yeah.
You know, they've made the Son of Sam movies. They made the Boston Strangler, the Hillside Strangler. You know, serial killer movies are made all the time. So people are fascinated.
Oh, yeah, they are.
So anyway, we'll move on from that. But, you know, I'm sure we'll have more updates as more news comes out about that. One quick story. I'm sure Arthur doesn't have much to say other than fuck the whales. But I'm extremely happy. Arthur told me about this today. The Florida House of Representatives are seeking to implement a statewide ban on orca shows and breeding of killer whales, and I guess whales that are in captivity. California already did it. Ontario has already done it. So fantastic.
Yeah, it's cool.
Good.
I mean, yeah, fuck the whales, but, you know, whatever. I mean,
well, you know,
they're cool. Like, they're cool creatures, but I mean, if I go the rest of my life without ever fucking seeing one again, I mean, I'll be happy.
Well, and you know what? You won't have to go to a sea park and see one. You can, if you never have to see one again, you know, don't be out in the open ocean, I guess.
No, fuck them whales. Like, I can deal with the ones that are in captivity. Like, there's no chance of them fucking flopping on the boat, but them fuckers in the ocean, fuck all them fucking whales.
No, they're beautiful creatures, and, you know, gosh, the video, I shouldn't go on about this, but there's the video today, well, showed up on my Facebook feed today about the slow loris and how everybody's going crazy for the slow loris. And they were showing how they capture them and they pull out their teeth so they don't bite people. And
what the fuck is a slow loris?
It's kind of like a little monkey sugar baby lemur looking thing. It's like a tiny little, it's adorable. And I see why people are, you know, attracted to them, but wild animals are wild animals. Please stop trying to take them out of the jungle, the forest, wherever they come from, and stop trying to keep them in your house in a cage, okay? They're wild creatures for a reason. There's lots of cute doggies and gerbils and hamsters or whatever kind of creature domesticated that you want. Do that. Stop getting monkeys, exotic snakes, or fancy birds that, you know, we're basically making extinct.
I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that. I mean,
I do.
All those gerbils and guinea pigs and shit started off as wild animals. It's not like they had the same progression as dogs. You know what I mean? They didn't just start hanging out with like fucking, you know, modern humans.
Gerbils and guinea pigs aren't going extinct in the wild.
Not yet.
I think they breed enough of those in your cage when you bring it home from the pet store.
Yeah, that's fair.
They're always pregnant when you bring them home.
Yeah, because I've had some exotic pets. You know, I love the shit out of them.
But were they illegal exotic pets?
At the time, yes. My bearded dragon was illegal here. There was a misprint in the code. So what it was supposed to say was beaded dragons. It was a typo, and it said bearded dragons. So
it wasn't really illegal. It was a technicality.
Oh, at the same point in time, though, the bylaw officers could have kicked my door in at any point in time and taken him from me. And you know,
was your bearded dragon, was it snatched from the wild, or was it bred in, you know, captivity somewhere?
I'm fairly certain he was bred in captivity. But at one point in time, that thing would have been a wild animal and not that far down the line, right? I mean, I get it. I do understand what you're saying. I do. Like, tigers aren't house pets. Cheetahs aren't house pets. As much as you see these fucking, you know, the Emiratis or however the hell, like the citizens of Dubai would call themselves.
Oh, the Emirates.
The sheikhs or whatever, you know, with their fucking cheetahs and jaguars and shit. They're not pets. Like, they're not fucking pets. I mean, although
when it eats your baby, don't be surprised.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind owning a cheetah. That'd be pretty fucking cool.
Oh, I mean, that's amazing. Like, the whole point is like, oh my God, wouldn't it be so nice to have one of these cute animals or these beautiful animals?
Yeah.
Sure, it'd be wonderful, but you're taking it away from what it knows, and you're trying to put a leash on a cheetah.
Yeah, I know that. Those ones fuck with my head so hard. It's like, because you're never with something that predatory, and I do share the sentiment with the orcas as well. They're predators. They're apex predators. You will never breed that out of them. I mean, hell, even some dog breeds that have been being bred for thousands of years are still predatory animals, and you can't breed that prey drive out of them.
Yeah. Right? Even the smallest little Yorkie will chase something that runs.
Yeah, they're mouse hunters, right? So they want to
So, I mean, a creature's going to, you know, whatever, if it's a predator,
Yeah.
you know, it's going to chase something.
Oh, fucking A.
It's going to hunt something, and it's going to kill something because that's what they do.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'll say that. I've never really been a big fan of predators in captivity. I mean, even that being said, though, like, I do like going to the zoo, and I like seeing the lions and the tigers and the fucking bears and shit.
They're
like, I do.
creatures. They're freaking incredible.
I don't want to see a brown bear in the wild. I don't.
No.
I fucking don't. Just as much as I didn't want to see goddamn humpback whale in the wild. That's a menacing.
I would love to. Like I told you, that's my bucket list. It's one of my dreams.
Yeah, fuck that shit. Like it was terrifying.
Respect the wildlife too, people. Like you know, when these people are in Yosemite Park or wherever the hell they are, and they're freaking trying to get a selfie with a bear. Don't be a dummy, okay?
But at that time, it's like, whatever. Let the stupid weed themselves the fuck out. Like, if you're stupid enough...
But they don't. Then they kill the bears because the bear tasted human flesh, you know?
But it's not like in Yosemite. I've seen videos. It's never really bears or the wolves. It's the fucking buffalo.
Bison, yeah.
People think, oh, look at the big dumb cow. He's so docile. Let me get a picture. And then all of a sudden, you're 13 feet in the air. This thing just fucking threw you up there, ready to fucking... like hoof you in the teeth, like fuck you.
They got fucking pure muscle on those shoulders and necks and chest, okay? Don't fuck with a bison.
You know, like
any of these creatures, any wild. If I saw deer, as much as I think deer are beautiful, I ain't trying to get close to one. They got hooves, they got horns. No.
Yeah, no, don't trust the forest rats. They're they're not the coolest either.
So anyway, I'm just happy. Thank you, Florida.
Yeah,
hopefully this law passes, and once the ones that are in captivity die out, that will be the end of it. I don't know. You want to talk about Hawaii?
Yeah, this one's fucking crazy, like absolutely crazy.
Okay, so I'm sure everybody knows by now. This weekend, Hawaii accidentally sent out an alert to everybody in the state that inbound missiles were coming and to take cover and basically kiss your ass goodbye.
Yeah. Jesus.
And I mean, it's no joke. We know that, Mr. Kim Jong-un is claiming that he's got missiles that can reach Hawaii, Guam. I would be shitting myself. Like, can you imagine? What would you do in that couple of minutes before you die?
Fuck, I don't know. Try to get a hold of my loved ones and make them know that they're at least in my final thoughts, and sit there and just pray and hope that I'm one of the ones that gets fucking eviscerated immediately and not dies of the fallout.
Saying they sat down and just looked at videos of their family.
Yeah,
and I thought that's kind of a beautiful moment.
Yeah. But fuck, man, like.
So it was not true. It was sent out by an employee by accident. They were doing, I guess, some work on the system and sent it out. Jeez Louise. I just can't even imagine. And now, of course, I'm waiting for all the people that were like so shook.
Yeah.
That they're going to send out a lawsuit towards the state. I'm sure that's coming.
I'm not one that really gives a lot of merit into the PTSD outside of military service. And I'll say that flat out. I've never really given much merit to it. But that is a scenario where I'm like, oh, yeah, you know what? I get it. Like, that would fuck with your head so bad. You're going to die.
There was a bunch of Canadians there. And, of course, they were, they experienced this moment. Do you think that this is going to affect their tourism? Because I might think twice about going to Hawaii, knowing that they could be a reality, that they could be a missile.
Oh, yeah. If the North Koreans do launch a missile, I'm willing to bet that Hawaii will be the number one target. It's the closest. It makes the most sense. I mean, it should. I doubt it, just knowing how people are. Like, we don't believe in danger until danger's staring us in our fucking face.
True.
Right?
True. You never think it's going to happen to you.
Exactly. Like, think of how many people even tonight are on the roads right now with the shitty weather we have, thinking, I'm fine, nothing's ever going to happen. And unfortunately, people tonight are going to get into car accidents. I feel the same way with that kind of stuff. Like, obviously, I've discussed it a few times now. I was just recently in Germany. Now, we know that Germany has an issue right now with, terrorist shit and stuff like that. Didn't stop me from going. It wouldn't stop me from going. Right. And I feel like that's kind of part of the human condition where we're just like, it's probably not going to happen to me. I'm just going to, try my luck.
Well, the odds are pretty slim to none, right?
They are. They really are. Like, when you really do get down to it, like, the chances of anything really bad happening to you are slim to none. But there's a chance. There's always a chance, yeah. Right?
But that's anything. That's even safe here in our home. Something can happen. A plane could fall out of the sky onto your house.
Exactly. But, you know, a lot of people, you know, people like me, we don't care. We're going to take that chance. I will always take that chance. I don't give a shit. Actually, I can't say I don't give a shit, because obviously I won't take the chance to go to fucking Syria right now. You know, but like, I will go back. I'll go to France, and even France has a problem right now with shit, you know, going awry. I mean,
and even the UK.
The UK, yeah, I was there.
Yeah,
you know, and fuck, when the first attack happened in the UK years ago with the bus bombings, where the one bus blew up was directly behind my hostel.
Yeah.
Right. So you never really realize like how kind of close you are to that kind of danger and shit like that until you do go out and experience it. But I mean, I run the chance of going down to the States and getting fucking shot to death. Doesn't mean I'm going to stop going.
Sure.
I mean, it's a shithole that's right there, so I just crossed the border.
What a shithole! That's kind of what Logan called it way before 45 called any other places.
Fuck yeah. But no, I mean, the draw for Hawaii is too large for, I think, something like this to really, really affect it.
I don't think it's going to affect most people. Yeah, I think if you're going to go to Hawaii, I think you're going to go.
You're going, right? You're going.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how humans are. We, again, we don't give a fuck until danger's looking at us dead in the eyes. And then it's the, oh my God, why did I do this? Why did I do this? Well, that's just part of life, I guess.
Yeah. Now, I would assume you wouldn't be one of those people trying to get out of the city in a car, because that would be useless.
No. Something like that. I mean, you know, you're talking.
Would you just accept that you just, you know, hug Liz and, you know?
Yeah, I would. You know, I'd want to be close to my loved ones and whatever ones I could be close to at that moment in time. And you know, I just accept my fate and wait for it. Essentially.
The same, because there's nothing. I mean, where we are, you can't get out of the region that fast.
No.
It's going to be tied up with people unless you have a helicopter in your backyard.
Yeah.
You're fucked.
Well, I mean, I've never been to Hawaii, so I don't know how their like road infrastructure is and stuff like that. Knowing it is a state, so it's got to be fairly good. Like, I'd imagine the Americans actually do give a shit about that fucking place.
And it's a tourist place, so you know they're going to have a lot of little side roads and back roads to these like places.
I'm not 100% on the population, but yeah, I can't imagine that running would be an option at all.
Well, I mean, you're on an island as well.
Oh, right. Where are you going to go? Where are you? I mean,
unless you're right on the marina with a speedboat.
But even that,
you know. Yeah.
I mean, the nuclear bombs that
the fallout. Yeah.
Exactly. The bombs that they have now, the you know, 45 and Rocket Man are threatening each other with, are not the ones that were dropped on Nagasaki and Hiroshima. Like, these things are fucking insane.
They make those look like a grenade.
Exactly. Like, there's no escaping this stuff. Like, if this happens and it goes down, like, and you're anywhere near where, you know, potentially the blast radius will be, you're fucked. Like, you're fucked. You're dead. You know.
I get in the mail. Now you must too, because you're close to it. You get the iodine pills from
I was actually just fiddling around with that like a couple hours ago.
Okay. How much does that protect you from? Like, if the plant close to me goes off.
Yeah.
Right. I take those pills.
Yep.
I don't die immediately from radiation, but I mean, like, if it really went off, how does it save me completely?
Well, a lot of that. I mean, I can't really speak to that. I don't know the science behind it.
I don't know the science either.
But the science behind nuclear power, it can't be that devastating. It's just not how nuclear plants work, right?
Yeah.
So even with a huge reactor failure, the complete meltdown, does not mean that you are in any immediate danger, right? You still have to wait for the entire pond that they house all the uranium in to drain before the radiation starts leaking into the air, right? That's why even at Fukushima, when Fukushima went, you know, due to the tsunami, which was devastating as fuck, like that one was a scary one. Yeah. People weren't really in immediate danger if they weren't like right fucking there on top of the plant, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm pretty sure the iodine pills is just kind of a buffer for us to allow us to kind of just get as far away from them as we can.
Yeah.
See, now I'm fucked if anything were to ever happen, because I'm smack dab in the middle of two of them.
Yeah.
Right? So if one reactor melts down, it's probably going to cause the other one to melt down.
I remember where we used to live, where I grew up and where you lived for a while too as a child. So there's a main street here in Scarborough called Morningside, and I was on the west side of Morningside.
Yeah.
So we were considered not in the fallout range.
Yeah.
Now I'm just on the east side of Morningside, almost the exact same distance, but just on the other side, and I'm in the fallout range, so I get the iodine pills.
Yeah. I mean, I think really they're placebos anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I don't know. I don't know the science behind them. I don't even really see the point. Like, unless it's there to fucking, like, just kill me instantly, I don't even see the point.
Yeah.
Like, seriously. And that's what I used to think they were back in, like, school when they'd given, because when I was going to Glen Street here.
Consent form,
they would just give us the iodine shit. And I was like, wait, you're trusting children with this shit? But, I mean, I think that was just my ignorance as to what they actually were. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, nuclear power is really safe. It really is. Like, I know a lot of people use Chernobyl as like kind of the benchmark for a meltdown, but that was a freak fucking accident, which I do believe. I mean, as much as I hate conspiracies, I don't believe that what we know is the truth of that. I don't. I think they blew it up. I think they were running. Purpose? Yeah, I think they were running tests on something that they probably shouldn't have been.
And makes sense. I mean, you're talking about the Soviets.
Soviet Russia, right? At a time,
you know, and as much as they had certain technologies, they kind of were like, it was kind of like they built a nuke plant out of like duct tape and
exactly. So I think they were kind of fucking around with power levels or something that they just shouldn't have been, and you know, caused a catastrophic meltdown. And you know, but now it's like the benchmark, right? Like Chernobyl is that, like Chernobyl is a nuclear disasters, but Hitler is the evil people. Like every evil person is compared to him. Everything nuclear compared to Chernobyl.
In my lifetime, there, as far as I know, there's been 2 nuclear things, and it was Chernobyl and Fukushima. And Fukushima was
7 Mile Island.
Oh yeah, that's when I was a kid.
Yeah.
That's right.
And that one again was fucking horrible. But I mean, it's near populated places, and there's really no risk. Right? I don't know. Yeah. There's a lot of, as far as I'm concerned, like misinformation with the nuclear stuff.
Yeah.
Unless you're talking bombs, there's just like there's no misinformation. That thing goes off ground level, the concussion fucking lays waste to everything, like fucking everything, and you're bye bye. Like there's just nothing there. See you later.
It's crazy about the nuclear weapons. I don't know if it's the same with the weapons now, but I know the ones that dropped on, you know, Japan.
Yeah.
How if you were in the shadow of a building, you could survive.
Yeah.
If you weren't like obviously in the epicenter.
Yeah. That's from the heat or some shit, right? I remember hearing something about that.
Yeah, people literally got melted or disintegrated if they were in direct light of that explosion. Yeah. But if you were in the shadow of a building or a fence or something where you were, you know,
kind of shaded from it, I guess.
Yeah, you were protected. I read short stories on this when I was in high school, so I remember a little bit, and that just always blew my mind. Like,
yeah, that's fucked up. I never knew that. I mean, I've seen the quote unquote shadow people of Hiroshima, but that's a completely different thing. That was where
those got melted.
All that's left of that person was a shadow of them. Fucking whatever it was they were doing at that moment.
It was like a flash. Yeah, weird. Anyway,
how weird is it though? Sorry.
Oh yeah,
but
go on.
I want to see a nuclear bomb go off. I want to see that fucking just, oh my God, could you imagine the fucking power? Like, I want to witness that. I mean, obviously from a safe distance. Like, I don't want to be fucking...
Like those people in the New Mexico desert.
Yeah, like, I don't know why. But ever since, I mean, really once YouTube became prevalent, like, once every couple of months, I'll sit here and I'll just watch nuclear fucking bomb footage. And I just sit here in awe. Like, oh my God, I would love to see that.
Well, at least you aren't laughing, so.
No, of course not. No, it's not a laughing matter. Like, something that destructive is not something that, you know, you should take lightly.
No, absolutely not.
Oh my God, what I would fucking do to be able to see one.
Well,
I know, weird.
Who's still doing testing? I guess
North Korea? Yeah. Me and Rocket Man should become best friends. And
I just want to watch your little bombs go off, Rocket Man.
That should go over real well for me. years hard labor.
Yeah. 3 years. That's it. That's pretty optimistic.
Oh, I said 30. Sorry.
Yeah. Let's quickly talk about North Korea then, since we're on that topic. Now this isn't completely set in stone, and it's not for 100% sure happening. But South Korea has proposed to North Korea that they join together and make a women's hockey team for the next Winter Olympics coming up next month.
Yeah.
And it's happening in Korea, or South Korea.
Yeah.
I can't see the name of the city that's
Pyeongchang.
Pyeongchang. I was
Pyeongchang. Yeah, Pyongyang is north.
Yeah. So they're putting out a hand, and olive branches were. North Korea is participating in the games for the first time in many years. So why not extend the olive branch and kind of have a strong team, a super team, as it were.
Yeah. Hockey would be cool. I always thought it'd be basketball, since Un loves basketball.
He does.
Like, I was honestly really thinking that Dennis Rodman was going to put an end to the whole fucking thing. But if we can fucking, kind of subdue hostilities with fucking, my favorite sport, I'm game for that. I think that's fucking amazing.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see. Now, do you think that Kim will do it?
No. Just due to the threat of defectors. They're still not...
Well, they're already going to the Olympics, so you've already got that chance.
Yeah, but they're only going to South Korea. Yeah. Right? How hard would... excuse me. It can't be that hard for him to have, like, sleepers or whatever the fuck you want to call them there already to deal with the defectors.
Yeah.
I mean, considering that he had his brother murdered,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure in South Korea. So it's not, I can't sit here and say that I think any of them would be safe there. You know what I mean? Trying to defect.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I thought about the defectors too, but I mean, he's going to, I don't know how big their team is that's going down there. I guess if you send down a half a hockey team, that's a lot more people to kind of police. I don't know. It should be interesting. I'm excited for the Olympics to begin with.
Yeah, same here. Olympics I love them. I absolutely love them. I love international competition. I like seeing the best of the best. I'm rather upset this year, obviously, that the NHL players can't go. But
no, we'll still have a good solid team. I love when you see the stories, when you, especially now because it'll be in a weird time zone. So, but I love when you wake up and you see the story of like some random. It doesn't have to be just Canadians. Of course, I love the Canadians. But some random person that wasn't even supposed to be in the top 10 suddenly stole the medal. Yeah. I love that. It's like great stories to hear.
Well, and with a lot of the Russians not able to go because of their fucking doping bullshit, right?
Cheating ways.
Yeah, we should get a lot more of that this year, which should be nice.
It should be great. Now, the Chinese have come out strong in the winter sports now.
Yeah.
They dominate a lot of freaking winter sports. Yep. So
not hockey, though. They're still too small. You guys can't compete with the big North Americans or the Russians for that matter, but it doesn't look like Russia would be a threat.
The Swedes are big.
The Swedes can be big. They're fast. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, it's cool. It's cool as shit. And I do hope that something comes of this, whether it be better relations or what have you. But.
Yeah, exactly. And, I love the winter sports. I mean, I prefer Winter Olympics to the Summer Olympics, but I love when you see like, suddenly you're an expert on the biathlon. You're like shooting and skiing. Like, I know this. No, I don't think about the biathlon for 4 years, but suddenly it comes up and I'm like, I know everything about it.
Curling, right? Like so many people
hate curling.
Yeah. But come Olympic time, people fucking love curling.
They do. And, figure skating, all the glamorous ones are always good too. Yeah. But yeah, I love the Olympics, and we'll definitely be talking about that when that happens. So, and also running, I'll just say this is something that we talk about on our TV version of the podcast, but there will be a Celebrity Big Brother running, American Celebrity Big Brother running the same time as the Olympics.
Yeah.
We don't know what celebrities will be there yet, but I'm praying for Kathy Griffin.
Yeah, I mean, what else is she doing with her fucking life?
Exactly. And this is a good chance for her to kind of make a little bit of a comeback, right? So that's my prayer.
I don't know. Like, I'm a Big Brother watcher myself. I'm just really hoping that they don't try to politicize the fucking thing. I mean, I don't watch the UK celebrity one, but what happened?
Oh, I do. I've been watching it right now.
What happened with that guy, Genuine, the singer? About how he refused a hug or a kiss or something.
Oh, yeah. So what happened? There was a transgendered woman on there.
Yeah.
And the first night that the men came in late, so the first night the men were there, she was making a statement saying that she's a woman, and everybody agreed she was a woman.
Yeah.
And so she said, "Yeah, but men don't come on to me. Would you kiss me, Genuine?" And Genuine was like, "No, I wouldn't."
No. Yeah.
And I think that's 100% within his right.
Right. And that's kind of what I mean. Like, I'm not talking.
Accepted her.
Yeah.
She's not going to. And let me tell you, this transgendered woman was butt ugly. I'm sorry. I've seen some transgendered women that are stunning.
Yeah.
This one is not. And she does not have a very nice personality. She's got a big chip on her shoulder, and I can understand why. Right? When people misgender you and stuff, it's hard.
Yeah, absolutely.
But she definitely has a big chip on her shoulder. She didn't do anything to make herself more likable.
Yeah.
There's a drag queen in there right now.
Yeah. Who's
fucking gorgeous.
Yeah.
And who has a great personality. So it has nothing to do with a man being a woman or anything like that. This person, Courtney, this drag queen, is freaking fantastic. Yeah. So it all comes down to personality. Not what's between your legs. And if you don't want to kiss somebody, you don't have to kiss somebody.
And that's kind of my point on the politicizing it, right? Like, that's what I don't want. I'm getting so sick and tired of everything being a platform. Like, I do agree wholeheartedly that shit has to change. Like, the way the world is right now, not everything's kosher for everybody. I get that. I understand that. But when I'm watching TV, sports, whatever the fuck it may be, that's supposed to be your break from this shit. That's really what it is. It's supposed to be, that time where you drone out all the fucking social fucking nonsense and, you just do something simple, like enjoy a television show.
That's true. Now, the U.S. version, regular version, has already had a transgendered person on.
Yep.
And it wasn't even really that big of a deal when she was on.
No.
She was kind of a nut job too, though, but I don't think that had to do with being transgendered. I think she was just a nut job.
Personality-wise, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I'm hoping in 2018, and I know it's not going to fucking happen, is that we stop politicizing everything. Like, where everything is a cry for social justice. I don't know if you've seen this, but I was reading this today about the pussy hats for the Women's March. And about how now they are problematic because they don't represent women with penises. They don't represent, what the fuck was the other thing? Brown, black, whatever the fuck it is. This pink hat with cat ears.
Because aren't they uteruses inside? They're not vaginas, are they?
As far as I knew,
I thought they were supposed to be uteruses.
I thought they were just pink cat ears. Like, to be completely fucking honest with you. Now, again, I didn't look too deep into the shit when it was happening. I didn't look too deep into it today when I heard this shit. I mean, I fucking laughed hysterically. But, and this is what I mean. Like, not everything has to be some political fucking fight.
Yeah, I get that.
I would love to just not for a day or so, like a month.
Yeah.
And I understand with fucking 45 and the fervor and hate for him that it's hard for a lot of Americans and with us, consuming
set that aside,
so much of their media and stuff like that. Like, it's hard for the Canadians to get away from it as well. But I mean, I would just love to go a month, like, you know what I mean, where I'm not reading about some social fucking bullshit. Like,
you gotta go, like, stay on some remote island and, like...
Yeah, I gotta go to North Korea where fucking I'm just not allowed to fucking...
No news media gets in there.
Exactly, where I'm just not allowed to consume fucking media at all, right?
Well, while you're there.
Yeah. Fuck.
Well, let's talk about this story then, before we... Because this is a big story this weekend that happened in Toronto. On Friday... the police said they were investigating a report that a young girl was attacked by a man with scissors. She was a Muslim girl. She was wearing a hijab. She said the guy followed her, tugged on her hood, not her hijab yet, her hood, pulled her hood down. She said she got scared. She ran away with her brother. 10 minutes later, he caught up to them, and he again then cut the actual hijab.
Yeah.
This was the accusation. The TDSB, stood by this girl. And they were the ones who had that press conference.
Yeah.
They organized a press conference. This went out. They didn't hide the girl's identity. She was all over the news. I mean, international news, because CNN was reporting on it and everything. She said she was attacked. The guy, this was what made me suspicious, was the guy was like an Asian guy with a beard and a mustache.
6 foot tall, right? Like,
that's few and far between.
Exactly.
And I mean, we don't see a lot of like Asian men committing
hate crimes.
Like a hate crime like
not
that.
At all. Not at all.
if she'd said a white guy, I would have 100% been like, oh yeah, that probably happened.
Yeah.
Right? But today the news came out. It's not true.
She lied.
They haven't told us what led them to believe it, but their investigation has come out and they said that it has not happened. Yeah. And I'm glad it didn't happen.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, but too quick to rush to get out there and spread the anti-hate word, which I understand what their point was.
Yep.
But you need to let the investigation go its course before you jump to these conclusions.
Reddit was on a full fucking witch hunt when this happened. It was like within an hour of that story breaking our news, it was like the #1 story on my feed.
And when they were like tracking down the
people, yeah, exactly. They were on, which goes against Reddit rules. You're not allowed to do that shit. Like no witch hunts, right? Because they fucked a couple of people over that doing
the
that
Las Vegas attack. Yeah,
right. But the moment I heard this, the moment it came across the news, and I was like, this just doesn't sound right. It does. Like she's walking to school in Toronto, no witnesses. I have never in my fucking life seen any street in Toronto bare of people.
And she was on Birchmount Road. Let's say this, because Birchmount Road is a pretty busy road. It's not like you're on a side street. This is a main road. So no cars. I can't imagine that twice. And I mean, I don't know, it would have been a minute, I guess, as she struggled or whatnot.
Yeah.
No people, no cars. That's very surprising to me.
One of the other things that really actually kind of pissed me off today was listening to this woman justify this little girl's lies. I can't remember what organization she was with, so I don't want to say it. Right? I don't want to misquote it, but it was some Muslim something of Canada.
Right.
So she was saying that this girl at one point in time in her life probably experienced some kind of microaggression, which means that what she's saying isn't an absolute fabrication, because at one point in her life she might have experienced some kind of hate towards Muslims, and this is just her kind of reflecting that. Are you fucking kidding me?
No.
You falsely reported a hate crime, something that here in Canada we take very fucking serious.
Yes.
Very serious. That is not something to explain away with fucking microaggressions. I don't give a shit if somebody said some mean.
Taught a lesson. Yeah. And I'm not saying she needs to charge or put in jail or anything like that. She's only 11. 11-year-old girls lie and make shit up. You know, let's remember back to the Salem witch trials.
No, and I get that. I do get that.
I'm not saying she didn't experience racism. She probably has. She's in freaking Toronto, and she's a Muslim with a hijab on.
Yep.
But we don't get to excuse what she did. She needs to face up to it, whether it's through community service or seeing a therapist. Something happened, whether she came up with the lie herself or whether somebody fed her that lie.
You know, the one thing I'm happy about with this is it's bringing and I'll say it flat out, the rash of fake fucking hate crime hoaxes to the forefront. Yeah. And this isn't a one-off.
And they happen
all the fucking time. And I'm so disgusted by it, because you perceive something as being hateful, then you go out and you do something completely fucking abhorrent. And I'm sorry, to report a hate crime and it being false, to me, is just completely immoral. That is not fucking cool. I mean, that's something that we all have to take serious. We can't ignore hate crimes. We can't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This one really pissed me off.
I remember when I saw the press conference, I thought, why are they doing this? I couldn't believe they were putting that through before they had any real evidence of
anything, right? And that's the other thing that kind of rubbed me the wrong way, is that we're so quick to just be like, oh yeah, no, this happened. This happened. It had to have happened, because you know there's this big racist fucking boogeyman out there nowadays, and this has to be absolutely true. Well, no.
Yeah.
You know, I say it all the time, all the fucking time on the show. I say it. Don't come at me with rhetoric. Come at me with facts. When you show me the facts, I will believe everything you fucking say. But your witch hunting bullshit. Well, no, it's happened once before, so this has to be true. That doesn't mean shit.
But now it diminishes. Now we've got the girl who cried wolf. So the next time something genuinely happens,
we're all going to be skeptical.
We're going to be like, oh, it's fake.
Yeah, absolutely. You know
that story's been around for hundreds of years for a reason.
Yeah. And I don't like being that way. I don't. And I'm pretty sure I've expressed this before, how I hate the fact that I now have to be skeptical of this stuff.
Yeah.
It doesn't sit right with me. It doesn't sit right for me to sit there and listen to somebody's story of, you know, racism or abuse or assault or anything like that, and me have to go, show me the facts.
Yeah.
I want to take people at face value.
Yeah, we want to believe the victim.
Right? I always do. But
yeah,
the fucking thing is all this fucking crying victim when you're not a victim has made me a fucking flat out cynic. Which in most people's eyes makes me some kind of white supremacist fucking asshole. Which, okay, I'll wear that fucking title then if that's the case. If me wanting truth, and again, I know not you, but, you know, in the more progressive fucking circle, that's what I am because of the way I feel about this stuff. No, I'll wear that label. I will wear that fucking label if me wanting truth before I believe somebody's just wild bullshit claims. And I won't. I refuse to do it now.
I didn't share the article. I don't think I even commented on the article because I was waiting. Like you said, right from the start, this didn't sit right in my stomach.
Didn't seem right.
Yeah, and a lot of these stories that have come out afterward proving to be false, I haven't shared. So I don't know. I guess there's not a genuine ring to some of these. And I'm not saying hate crimes don't happen.
Oh,
I know
they absolutely
have.
do.
I've seen videos of people getting yelled at. I've seen videos of people attacking people with hijabs on. They're definitely happening.
Oh, fuck yeah. I watched one the other day of a guy accosting a family of Puerto Ricans, calling them terrorists, telling them to go back to fucking Arabia or some bullshit, threatening them with a baseball bat.
Please know your freaking demographic target.
But see, that's the thing, though. You're talking about racists. You're talking about people that can't fucking think. They don't know shit. You know what I mean? And that's. I'll say this right now, and it's a horrible thing to say, but it's my favorite part about racists is they're so fucking stupid. They're sitting there claiming to be like the master race, superior genetics, but they're dumb as fuck. Like, they're probably the stupidest fucking people you will ever encounter in your life.
Well, and I think that's it. They're so stupid and so backward, right? The only thing that can make them better than somebody is their so-called, superior genetics.
Yeah. Like, I'm sorry. You don't have the right to claim fucking superiority over anybody if you haven't accomplished that thing that you're bitching about yourself. Flat out. Flat out.
Or if you can't tell a Sikh from a Muslim.
Yeah, no, you're just dumb. But yeah, no, this one pissed me off. It really pissed me off.
So when these things come out, people, like, I'm not saying we can't have compassion. Obviously, we need to be concerned. We don't want an 11-year-old girl attacked on the street.
Fuck no.
But you need to take things with a grain of salt until we see proof. And I have confidence in our police that they're not going to, sweep hate crimes under the rug.
No, not well.
They're not
unless
doing
it involves them, then it's a different story.
Yeah. Oh, that's different.
that's a different
story.
But
I'm talking about in the general public. You're going to get the truth of it. There's nothing in it for them to hide hate crimes.
Yeah.
So in this day and age, have faith in the police that they're going to investigate it as fully as they can.
Yeah.
And when the truth comes out and somebody was genuinely had a hate crime committed against them, let's be outraged and let's stop it and let's publicly shame that person for it. But until then, just wait. Let the police do their job.
There's the other thing I was thinking about this. With them having a press conference and now the public knows who this girl is.
She's going to be harassed on the
She's going to be harassed so much. And as much as I feel bad because
she's from the death threats.
Yeah, because she is just an 11-year-old child. And, I remember being 11. I was a fucking idiot. I mean, not stupid enough to fucking fake a hate crime. I mean,
kids make up lies and do stupid shit all the fucking time.
Even at 11, I knew, you know what I mean?
No.
But, I don't feel bad that she's probably going to face a lot of backlash from this. Like, I don't even feel bad.
I feel a little bad because she's a child and she probably didn't understand what the consequences were going to be. Like, in reality. You know what I mean? She probably thought, I'll get in trouble. The police are going to be mad at me. Everybody at school is going to laugh at me. That sort of thing. She's probably not prepared for what's going to come on social media.
And also, here's the other fucking thing to this. And this is going to be a little ranty and probably a little fucking, wrong of me to say, but whatever. Stop fucking telling everyone who's a racial or a sexual minority or whatever the fuck it may be that people are out to fucking get them, because this is what you get. I guarantee that this little girl was told, I don't know, I'm not going to say by her parents or brothers, peers, anything. I don't know by who, but I'm willing to put money down that she was told that people now hate you because of your religion. People now hate you because of your job. So knowing that there's people out there older than you or influential on your fucking life saying this kind of stuff, it probably emboldened this little girl to fucking go that route. To go that route of, oh, well, my hijab was fucked with, thinking that, oh, well, there's such a fucking racist boogeyman out there right now that people have to believe me. They can't question me for this kind of stuff.
Exactly.
You know, and I don't feel good saying that. I don't. No. But it's the fucking truth of the world now. Like, when 45 was first elected, I seen a girl post something on my Facebook feed saying, my Muslim friend is fucking just broken out in tears right now because I told her that Trump's going to come and fucking throw all Muslims in a fucking internment camp.
Oh
so she's like having a panic attack. Why the fuck would you say that to somebody? A, it's not fucking true. It's not true. As fucking stupid and as dangerous as that man is, that is not fucking true. And to feed people that kind of shit, to me personally, this isn't, I'm not saying this is how everyone has to think.
Yeah.
This is a fucking problem. This is a fucking problem.
Well, and you're distracting from the real thing. So we're all, you know, you've got a bunch of Muslim people now afraid of internment camps, right?
Yeah.
And we're not paying attention to the other things that are possibly more dangerous that have to do with taxes and healthcare and all those things.
It's just, it blows my mind. And people get away with saying that. And I'm sorry, to me, that, for me personally, that constitutes as hate speech.
Yeah.
Because you're not inciting violence. Okay. You know, that you're not. But you're creating an environment for someone to feel like they're constantly being victimized.
Well, and it's almost like being like a terrorist in a way, right?
A little bit.
You're spreading terror.
Yeah, you're using fear to control this person, to control how this person thinks, to control how this person perceives the world.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like it. I'm so sick of how we operate now. Like, I really am. And it's crazy to me that some fucking Cheeto-looking bastard fucking really kind of jump-started this fucking shit, you know? Like, I mean, like, let's put it fucking, like, I'll put it plain and simple. No one takes what this guy says fucking serious. No one.
No.
Except for Rocket Man. Rocket Man's, like, the only one that's taking him fucking serious.
He's just as unhinged as the other one.
Exactly. And I'm sorry, two crazy people fighting. I mean, we all walk past them bums on the street that are fucking yelling fucking, you know?
People pay money to watch bum fights.
Right? So, like, why are we giving any notion to this stuff? Why are we giving any thought, any time? Like,
the reason we give them time, and sadly, is because they are the leaders of their country.
Yeah, and you have to. Like, you have to.
I mean, you know how Kim Jong-un got there. He ancestored into it, but what the fuck? 45.
Well, yeah, it's I don't know. I'm just...
It's still mind-boggling a year later that this is happening.
I mean, you know, I've always looked at myself as a very sure individual. You know what I mean? Like, I'm headstrong. I know what I want. I know where I'm going, that kind of stuff, you know? But this whole fucking, like, last 4 years, 5 years with all this social shit is really kind of left me at a blank. Like, I'm just so fucking, like, numb to it, I guess.
Yeah.
Which is fucking terrible. Like, I shouldn't be numb to people wanting social change, like, but I am. Like, I'm just so fucking sick of it. Because of shit like that. Because of stuff like this little.
Well, and that's the thing. I know that some of these people are, in their mind, they're trying to make the world a better place.
Yeah.
Right? But the problem is when you go about it, or you're trying to force other people into your way of thinking.
Yeah.
You know? And look, I wish the whole world thought the way I thought. Yeah. That would make my life a lot easier.
Oh,
but I know that's not always the case. Right? But I don't, like, Arthur and I don't agree on a lot of things, but I don't then think that he's a horrible person or a white supremacist or a racist or a terrorist or whatever those horrible taglines we like to give people. You know? We just are people that disagree. And yes, we haven't faced the kind of,
systemic bullshit or any of that. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, we haven't. And I mean, even as a woman, I haven't faced a lot of horrible things to me like some women have. I know there's some women that have been really treated badly.
Oh, absolutely.
And I count myself lucky for kind of I didn't have an easy life, but it wasn't a life fraught with sexual assault or racism.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm pretty lucky in that sense. Just if we could all just listen to people's opinions, and if you can't change it, you can't change it. Just get on with it.
No, exactly. I don't know. I just hate life right now. Like, not my life, but just, life in general for everybody. It just it fucking bothers me. It bothers me to no end.
I think social media made it this bad.
Oh, absolutely.
I want to talk about this story before we run out of time, because this is an interesting one to me. This is about Aziz Ansari.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge Aziz Ansari fan. I watched his stand-up, it was okay. I watched his Master of None, it was okay. So I want you to know when I talk about this, this is not me because I'm his number one fan. I'm not. I don't really care about him. I don't hate him. I don't like him. He's just there. So a story came out on Sunday. He went on a date with an actress, a 23-year-old woman. They had dinner. He left. He kind of was like, let's leave dinner now. And she's like, but we still have wine to drink. And he was like, no, let's go back to my place. So she went back. They engaged in some situation. There was some kissing. There was some oral sex. There was lots of things going on. They didn't have actual intercourse. But many things were going on. And afterward, she sent this message to him. So he sent a message saying, hey, it was fun meeting you last night. I just dropped my roll of film off. Fingers crossed for some solid shots. I don't know what that meant. But anyway, so she says, nice meeting you too. Then she goes on, last night might have been fun for you, but it wasn't for me. When we got back to your apartment, you ignored clear nonverbal cues. You kept going with advances. You had to have noticed I was uncomfortable. So she's basically saying like she never said no. But he kind of tried to put his hand on his penis a few times. He tried to force her head down to have oral sex. He took his dick out, wanted her, and she did give him oral sex. And he tried to get her to do it again later, and she didn't want to. But she never said no. And I think this is the issue. She says, you ignored my clear nonverbal cues.
No.
But I think in some cases, especially men, they don't read those clues. Logan has a learning disability. He can't read body language. He literally cannot. So when I'm going crazy and I'm tearing my hair out, he doesn't see that. He doesn't understand it. And I think in some cases for men, they don't, if you're not saying no, please don't do that, they're going to keep trying to get your hand on their dick.
Non-verbal cue, like no. I'm sorry, no. That's no. I'm not going with this at all.
For that. And she's made this public.
Yeah, of course.
This happened in September. She's made it public now. I'm not saying that victim, you shouldn't, people don't wait, but I just don't get it. I think that she never, if she didn't feel comfortable sucking his dick, she should have said, no, thank you. I'm going to leave now.
Right.
Yeah, we all get into kissing and making out, and he wasn't romantic. Maybe he's not a good date. I don't know. Maybe he's not a good lay. Maybe he thought he was famous and he was going to pull out his dick and she was going to suck it. I have no clue. But from what I can read, he didn't do anything wrong other than be a little bit creepy, and a lot of guys are.
Yeah, no, I'm not for this one. Like, as much as I've said throughout all the other sexual assault bullshit, I'm on the side of the victim. As far as I'm concerned, this girl did it to herself. She knew what that was about. Yeah. Like, I'm sorry, there's social norms. You know what I mean? And let's face it, if you go on a date with somebody and they say, "Hey, let's go back to my place," you know what the fuck that means.
Yeah, he wants to try to get some.
You know exactly what the fuck that means. And
yeah, that doesn't mean you have to give it up. You can go back to his place. You can make out. You can give him some hand action. You could say none of it. I don't want to do any of this.
Exactly.
And you should be allowed to say no. But if you don't say no or stop, the guy's going to keep trying.
Yep. And I mean, that's not an excuse. Like, let's face it, that's not an excuse, but it is just, it's par for the fucking course. Like, that's just what it is.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and say that he was in the right.
No, I don't think he was in the right either. I just think it was kind of like misread messages on both parts. I don't know. But I mean, she wasn't openly saying no. And I think when girls don't say no, right? And like you are kind of doing some hand action. Maybe it's over the pants or whatever, or you're kissing him. Maybe he thinks that there's the ability to change their mind. Like, once she starts to feel my dick, she's going to get horny and she's going to want to give it to me.
Yeah. The thrill of the pursuit.
Yeah. And this is not the same as like when the girl's saying no and you just keep going thinking she's going to change her mind.
No, that's...
She never said no.
Yeah.
She said nonverbal cues, and I don't know. Sometimes people don't read nonverbal cues very well. I feel bad that she felt uncomfortable, but trust me, I ain't never had anybody's dick in my hand or my mouth that I didn't want to.
Not to that. Just this fucking situation. Non-verbal cues. No, I'm not going to take that. I'm not going to accept that. That's not going to fucking fly.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You're a big girl. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can sit
23, you're not a little girl.
Right.
He didn't have power over her. He wasn't her boss.
Yeah. And I mean, you knew enough to get online and to bitch about it online. So you're obviously fucking conscious, like, you know what I mean? You're aware.
Yeah, yeah.
No, not at all. Go fuck yourself. You're a dumb
I'm not
bitch.
down with her on this one either.
No,
yeah.
You're a dumb bitch. I don't even give a fuck. Like, fuck you.
And he's come out and said, I will say this, he did make a statement. He said that he believed everything that happened was consensual and that he's actually surprised and concerned that this was not the case for her.
What?
Yeah. He believed everything seemed okay to him. That's what he said. Well,
yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I just can't get my head around the nonverbal cues. What the fuck does that even mean? Like, if he put her hand on his dick and she moved her hand away, like, kind of in disgust, that would tell any dude.
At one point, let's slow things down.
So what's that mean? We'll put on some Barry White? Like, no, I'm sorry. I'm not accepting this one. I'm not. I think this girl is just trying to, get on that fucking bandwagon, which is a fucking horrible thing to say, and I can't believe I'm saying that, but
yeah,
that's how I feel at this. This again, it seems fishy. It seems really, really weird.
Yeah.
Non-verbal cues. Like, no.
Yeah.
No.
I know. I don't like that one either. So ladies, don't be afraid to say no. If the guy can't take it, it's not somebody you want to be with anyway.
Anyone has the right to say fucking no to anything.
Men too. Men too.
I say this in regards to everything. You have the right to say no to fucking everything. Like you. Yes,
Elizabeth is saying in our chat room, and this is a good point. She says, "This isn't you trying to signal to your friend from across the room that you want to leave a party. This is sex and consent. Don't hint at it. Say it."
Boom.
Exactly.
Boom.
Exactly.
Right.
Elizabeth.
Fucking, nail, meat, hammer. Like it's really not that hard of a fucking concept.
But guys are always. I'm going to just keep saying guys because I know guys. That's what I.
Well, no, you're not crossing the line, singling out men in this scenario.
And I mean, whenever I've been in a situation like the guys are they always try to move your hand there. They're always going to try to get their hand under your shirt, whatever. You push their hand down and say no.
No.
And that's what I always did. And I mean, I was in the 80s and the 90s, and I was a young girl, and I wasn't very, standing up strong for myself at the time. But I still had enough of me to say no. No, I do not want to.
That one, this one makes zero fucking sense at all.
Yeah.
And no, that's really all I have to say about it is no, I don't accept that. I don't. And I mean,
I read one comment I kind of liked where they said he thought he was a celebrity and she was going to have some romantic evening date and it was going to be wonderful, and he just turned out to be a regular guy.
Regular dude, yeah. Like, and you think that might be it though, like. Yeah. Where she had this fantasy kind of built up in her head, like thinking like, oh, I'm gonna get wine and dine, and he's gonna take me out and buy me a purse. And no, you just want a hand job.
She was mad that he ordered white wine. She said she prefers red, so she was mad about that. And then somebody else said, "You had seafood later. He saved your palate." I don't know what that means, but I thought it was kind of funny. I guess she ate seafood, white wine with seafood. I don't know. Pardon?
Was she gonna pay for the fucking wine?
I don't know. She was mad that they didn't finish the bottle that he paid for. It was an expensive bottle of wine.
What the fuck does she have any right to get mad for? If he wants to waste his money, he can waste his fucking money.
Maybe she's a wine lady. She wanted all that wine. And when are you going to have an expensive bottle of wine again at 23 years old?
Yeah. I don't know. The next fucking star you try to bang.
Well,
and that's the
they'll
other
have
thing
her
too.
On the alerts.
The term star fucker.
Yeah.
It's not unwarranted. It's really not. Like, it's not a term that just kind of demeans women. It's real. It's fucking like it's real.
There are women out there. They don't care if you're fucking straight, gay, married. They'll try to fuck you just because you're a name.
Yeah, or if you got the money.
Yeah,
like flat out. Like nah, fuck this bitch. Like really, I hope she gets publicly shamed for this shit. Like seriously, because
it seems like support is on Nz's side. So
good for him, because it's true enough. I can't fucking stand that guy. I really can't. Yeah. Like I'm not a fan of his at all.
Like this, I'm Nz's.
Yeah, right. Like you're not funny. You're a one trick pony, bud. But I mean, I'm with him on this. This is some bullshit.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Well, that's our happy ending,
Yay.
I guess. And Zeus didn't get one.
Oh, the old low-hanging fruit.
Yeah. Sometimes you just got to go for them.
Yeah.
So we'll be back on Wednesday. Hopefully Ryan will be able to join us on Wednesday. And if you have any suggestions for stories or ideas, send them to us because we're open to, really to talk about almost anything.
Yeah.
Have a good couple days and thanks for listening.
Yeah. Take care.